Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, what are some signs that make me seem weak? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because today I'm going to go over little things that you might be doing out and about out there that make you come across as less capable of taking on the T-Rex when the time comes. And to make sure you never miss out on an opportunity to find out the things that you could just seamlessly be correcting in order to get and keep the women you want, or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. Okay, so you know, we women deem you attractive or, you know, worthy of the puss based on how capable we think you are of taking on all it takes to have a woman in your life, really. Again, our bodies aren't aware that it's not, you know, caveman days. Evolutionarily speaking, it takes a very long time for a species to evolve. And when it comes to sexual desirability and, you know, finding a worthy mate, we women still look for the men who are strong like bull, in a mental sense, at the very least. And there are some things that you're doing out and about in the world that are making you seem like you are not strong like bull mentally. So the first one is being polite when you're supposed to be assertive. Okay, so maybe the waitress came over and she brought you a steak that was well done when you ordered it rare. Now, a lot of you guys out there, you know, you don't want to be that dick at the restaurant who's like, you know what, you fucking my order, fuck you. But you also don't want to be the seemingly polite, oh my god, no, it's fine, like, it's fine, I'm okay, like, nothing's wrong, it's fine, I'll eat the steak that I hate that I didn't order. Yes, I'm making a girl voice because why would you say that? Why would you put up with that when you can be assertive and be like, excuse me, miss, I ordered a rare steak. This is definitely not a rare steak. Can I have what I ordered and will pay for? There is nothing wrong with being assertive if it means correcting something that you deserve to have corrected. Period. Too many of you men pride yourselves on not being a dick when really it's just you speaking up for yourself in a situation that calls for it, which then brings me to the other extreme, the other side of the spectrum, which is number 2, being a dick when you don't get your way. Okay, again, so there's letting the waitress know that she got your order wrong and, you know, you're going to be paying for this meal, so you'd like to have the meal that you actually fucking ordered. And then there's being a colossal asshole for not getting your way. Like, what? You ran out of steak? Fuck this place and fuck you guys. Why am I even here? I want to talk to a manager. Like, bro, like, I'm sorry, we do not have unlimited amounts of the things that you fucking want. I'm sorry we don't have it, but are you really going to throw a temper tantrum? That is not being assertive. If it's not there, it's not there. Too many of you guys take for granted the fact that sometimes things won't go your way. You don't need to be a dick about it. If you can speak up for it, when you should speak up for it, good. See point number 1. However, if it's just a matter of life, like, hey, listen, I don't like you and I don't want to date you. Sorry. What are you going to do? You're going to throw a fucking bitch fit about it? No, don't. Again, it's things like that that make you seem like you are not mentally tough and you can't take on a T-Rex. Like, oh god, a T-Rex is here? Oh my god, why? No, that's just the name of the game. That's life. Things happen. Roll with it. To sit there and piss and moan when you could either do what you need to do to alleviate the situation or go with the flow to change your mindset or change your actions based on how the situation just is. That's what we want in a strong man, and that's what we see as strong. Which then brings me to number 3, which is ruminating when you need to let it go. Okay, so maybe they didn't have the chicken fingers that you wanted, so you order something else, but you still won't let it go. So you make all these little passive-aggressive comments at the waitress, like, oh, well, you know, if I had my chicken fingers, maybe I'd be in a better mood. Like, buddy. Here's the thing. If you're going to move on from a situation, or if you are going to, I don't know, verbally accept that it is what it is, don't sit there and piss and moan and complain and be passive aggressive about how things didn't go the way you wanted them to go. To us, that means that you are either lying about going with the flow and being okay with things, or you don't know how to fucking speak up for yourself, or you don't know how to resolve things within yourself, and you have anger management problems. Believe it or not, a man with anger management issues is deemed very weak to us. It means that, going back to point number 2, you just can't accept that the world is not completely controllable at your command. And you can't accept life the way it is, which means you can't roll with life, which means you can't accept things that'll happen out of your control, which means you might try to control us one day. So if you say you're gonna let it go, let it go. If you find another solution, just accept that you went with it. And if you don't accept it and you're not okay with it and you would like to right the wrong, then speak up for yourself. Like point number 1. Number 4 is a little unrelated to the others, but it's explaining yourself when you shouldn't have to. For example, saying things like, yeah, like I'm a really good guy, like I'm such a good guy, I love my family, I love my friends, I donate to abused animals. Or even, yeah, I'm a really successful guy, I'm so successful, I make like a lot of money and I have really nice things and I just want a girl who appreciates like a successful guy. Anytime you need to explain why you're such a good guy, why you're such a viable candidate for her vagina, is the second we start thinking, if he has to explain himself, it's probably not true. Actions carry more weight than your words, so it's kind of like people who drive Lamborghinis don't have to explain to people how they got to drive the Lamborghini and what they do. People just know and accept that you must be successful enough to drive it 9 times out of 10. So let your actions, let your life be your Lamborghini. You don't owe anybody anything. Anytime you find yourself in a position where you're trying to prove to her that like, no, like I'm a really good guy, like I'm the type of guy that like I always like hold the door open, like I'm the type of guy, anytime you fucking catch yourself using the words, I'm the type of guy that, you better catch yourself, because she's thinking to herself, he fucking sucks. Number 5 is letting her take the lead. Anytime I find myself being the one asking the questions like, oh, well, how was your day? Oh, like, what's going on with you? Or if I'm the one, sitting there waiting and thinking about like, I think I should make the move because he fucking hasn't yet, guess what? You've lost, because now you're making her be the man and the lead that she doesn't want to have to be in this whole song and dance. If she has to sit there and think to herself that like, oh my god, like I guess I'll, make the decision, or even, okay, I guess like I'll make the move, you're just gonna lose her from there on out. Even if you do get in a position where, you do have a woman who is talking way more than you and making all the plans and, keeping the conversation going, and if she's the one making the move, cool. Some guys are like, oh my god, this is great, yay! 9 times out of 10, those guys find me asking me what the hell they did wrong. They thought everything was going great. They were letting her do what she wanted, and her just thought I'd let her dictate the flow of the relationship. Well, she went and fucked somebody else, and I can't understand why. Well, now you know why. We want strong men, not weak men. And if you find yourself ruminating over this, like number 3, don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal system at speaktosparkarousal.com. I think it's right here, where I talk about how to better take the lead. SpeakToSparkArousal.com is how to take the lead and get her wanting you from the very first moment of interaction with her, so that you don't have to look over these videos and retrospectively realize everything you did wrong after you'd already lost her. So again, Speak to Spark Arousal at SpeakToSparkArousal.com. Which then leads me to number 6, which is asserting your dominance, or attempting to, when you really just look like a control freak. Again, I have so many guys that try to look so goddamn alpha by being such a goddamn asshole, by like telling her what she can and can't wear, telling her where she can and can't go, who she can and can't hang out with. Like, yeah, she's not allowed to hang out with other guys because like I'm like the guy in her life and like she needs to respect me. Guess what? You're just an insecure motherfucker who probably knows deep down that she could do better, which is why you're trying to assert your dominance and be an alpha male. Let me tell you right now, if you feel the need to assert your dominance in any way that hinders her from living her life the way she wants to live it, guess what? You're a weak ass. And there's nothing strong about that. I had a guy, this is something so subtle. He used to like ordering for me. Like, would not let me say my order out loud to this waiter, no matter where we were. And his rationale was, I'm the man, like I'm an alpha, like I like to take the lead with my women. and make you feel comfortable that I've got this. I can say your order. Like, motherfucker, I know how to say my order. I know how to say, like, I want the spaghetti with meatballs. You think I can't fucking say that? You think that you're doing me such a favor by telling this waiter because I'm so, like, oh, thank God he told him I can't bear to say spaghetti and meatballs myself. So again, little things like that, like telling her, yo, you don't need to do this because I'll do this. If she wants to fucking do it, you let her do it. And then number 7, which I feel like is a good generalization of all the previous 6, which is being extreme in everyday situations. To me, this is the telltale sign that a guy is mentally weak. So for instance, I went on I don't want to say date, but like I went out with like a bunch of coworkers, and me and this one coworker were, you know, we knew we had crushes on each other. Anyway, so we get to the bar and it turns out he left his, ID back at the office. So the bartender's like, sorry, I can't let you in here. You don't have ID. And, you know, he thought he was like a charming motherfucker. He very much was. I later found out that he was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. Anyway, super charming guy's like, come on, guy, like, what do I gotta do? Like, I'm not like one of these like young assholes in college trying to sneak into a bar. Which, mind you, is a very passive-aggressive thing to say, calling college kids assholes. Sometimes it can be fine. But anyway, then the bartender, who is just doing his job, the bouncer, just doing his job, says, sorry, buddy, those are the rules. I'm sure, you know, you are the age you say you are, but that's how we operate. So then, this guy that I had a crush on ends up, you know what, fuck yourself, go fuck yourself, and like slams the door on the fucking bouncer, and all of us are like, whoa, and like we all even said like, whoa, and he like storms off, and we're all just like, okay, that's extreme. See point number 2. Anytime you're extreme in super everyday situations, again, it just makes us think like, what's gonna happen when life really comes at this dude? What's gonna happen when a T-Rex really comes about? What's gonna happen when I pop out a motherfucking baby and it never stops crying? Again, it's the men who can keep their cool, stay cool, calm, and collected to take on whatever it is life handles them that makes us think, okay, that's a man I want to stand with side by side in this thing called life. This is the guy whose life I would want to be a part of, and I'd be honored to. So check yourself for these 7 things. And if you do have the awareness, like, holy shit, Jessica, I actually exhibit a few of these, then guess what? You should be in therapy exploring the reasons why to find out how to not be as, you know, fragile in these situations. It's a super common thing. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you incapable of getting the women you want. However, things would work out in your favor way better if you didn't have these 7 things. Do what you gotta do to take care of it. If you know you're like, shit, like that is, some of those things are me. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.